As part of my Everybody Has a Story series, I'd like you to meet Cypress Cove resident Nanelle Wehmann. She's completely renovated and decorated over 20 homes, many of which have been featured in local magazines like the Naples Journal, Times of the Islands, Gulf Shore Life, and Home and Garden magazine. Decorating is not her profession, it's her hobby. Let's visit her apartment over at the Oaks to learn more.
I grew up in Oklahoma. Well, I'm not sure I've ever quite grown up, but that's where I was raised and went to college.
I'm trying to dig backwards on where this idea, passion would be a better word, hobby. How did you get started doing this rather unusual way of decorating?
Well, originally when I went to college, I was going to be an art major. And I was always a little bit an overachiever. And I got my grades back at the end of the first semester. And I got a C in art. And the professor gave blanket C's because we were beginning artists. And that didn't seem quite fair to me.
It doesn't sound right.
So I switched to journalism. So the combination of journalism and my artistic ability served me well. And after a year of renting, I bought my first house and in California. I'd gotten transferred there and I started looking around. That's when I first started thinking about, ooh, this is really my place. I can do whatever I want to it. So it evolved from there. That was the first house I did over. And I had fun doing it. And I ended up being in California about 14 years. So that ended up being my first of about 4 or 5 houses I did over in California. And once I got started, it was just sort of fun to do a house over every so often.
Was this before AT&T?
No, this was after I started with AT&T.
So you must have had a long career with them in public
Yes,
relations.
In public relations.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 years.
Yeah. So then I got looking on the internet, and you're pretty much all over the internet with articles from most every magazine that's published in Southwest Florida or newspaper, Home and Garden. And this one I loved because this is from 1999 and it was in the Times of the Islands. And the title of the story is The Colorful World of Nanelle. Bold, crazy, daring, whacked out.
Well, that's fun. Okay, I'm happy to give you a tour of my newest residence.
I'm probably not the first guy with a camera that wanted to tour one of your homes, am I?
So this is my entry hall. And I had either the fun or the burden of buying all new furnishings because my last house got wiped out by Hurricane Ian.
Was that on Sanibel or Captiva?
That was on Sanibel in Beachview.
Okay.
Okay, so we're coming in the entry hall. It looks down towards the living room. And off to the left here is, I spend a lot of evening time. This is my den and study. And it's quite relaxing and comfortable.
And I can tell that lighting is quite important to you too.
Well, it is. It probably starts with art being important to me. I started collecting art sort of seriously right out of college, but luckily I had sold most of my most expensive art before the hurricane. So I had fun putting together new things.
Tell me about that piece right there, the Standing Man.
Oh, I bought that in Paris actually, but it was in an Indian shop. And I have an eclectic amount of things. I like exotics, I like art, I like sculpture, I like African art. But this is from southern India. It's a beaded statue that was used in some of their worship services.
That looks like a party bear there in the corner. All the
party
Mardi Gras beads. And
It is a party animal.
does she have a name, or he?
You know, she didn't have a name. I should probably give her one. Maybe Party Girls did. And as you will see, I've got a lot of ethnic furniture as we go through.
What color are these walls right here?
They're pink. You'll get a little clearer idea of the color as we go in. And actually, I did this whole area in honor of Barbie's 50th birthday, which was last year. So it's Barbie pink.
Okay. Did you see the movie?
I did see
Yes.
the movie. I wasn't wild about the movie, but
Now, what's this piece here, and where did you get it?
well, I found an internet source called Find East Furniture, and I ordered, as I was replenishing, as I said, my contents, I ordered quite a few things. This is the first house I've ever ordered almost everything, because the 2 years between the hurricane and when I could get in here, I had time to search things out. Mm-hmm. So I have a number of Asian and Eastern furniture. And this is my living room.
Yeah. Oh my! And you like big art too.
I do
pieces.
I do like big art. This was in an Indian art shop that used to be in Fort Myers, and I just sort of liked it as a carving, as a sculpture.
I'll get on the side where there's light, so everybody can.
Yeah, it is sort of dark.
Oh golly! That's.
It survived. It survived the hurricane.
Well, I absolutely love it.
It's a box of chocolates by an artist named Peter Anton, who's relatively famous.
Relatively. Box of chocolates. Cute. Different. Never seen that in anybody else's home. A little neon in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. I have several pieces of neon. I feel like they give sort of a soft, warm glow. The Lion King, the musical, they had characters in them called the Tricksters.
Yeah.
And these actually came from a Disney store.
Hi, John. Hello.
So I guess I could say I sort of always have my eyes open looking for interesting objects that appeal to me.
Now, how many homes would you say you've done a makeover on total?
About 23.
And they're all places that you actually lived in? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
I'd live in them for anywhere from 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And my late husband once said to me, you know, sometimes when people want to redo a place, they redo the place they're in. And I said, well, I don't know why. I sort of need a new blank canvas.
Yeah, because you already redid it once. Yeah.
Right. And that's true. When they're done, they're done. I'm not a moving the furniture around person.
Okay.
They go as they are.
Yeah. Now, what percentage of those were standalone homes versus apartments or condos?
They were all standalone homes.
Okay.
This is the first time I've been in a condo.
Okay.
And they were spread across country from Kansas City to San Francisco, and then to Captiva, and then to Sanibel, and then to here.
Okay.
My only big switch is I've always had a black and white checked floor in one room, and I couldn't do a black and white checked floor in the condo here.
I see you got black and white
Well,
stripe.
I do. I did the best I could.
Yeah.
With a rug substitute. This is the first time I've ever gone sort of wild with wallpaper.
Yeah.
In the bathrooms. So that's a new twist for me. Wait till you see my monkeys in the master bedroom.
Let's go.
Okay.
Now, do you sometimes have to try this stuff out in the home that you're just not quite sure if it'll work?
Paint colors I do.
Yeah?
I have always, because I've done all different colors.
Yeah.
But I always buy a fairly good sized piece of poster board and paint it with a sample and walk around and see how it looks with a different light.
Yeah, because with the little color samples you get in the paint store, you can't tell.
Not in a big space.
Yeah. Oh my, you had fun with wallpaper here too, didn't you?
I did wallpaper in the 3-bathroom. It's kind of tighter quarters going through here. Yeah, that's a sculpture, and it's called Cooper Studley and his machine. And if you look at it up close, it's all found parts, like gas cans and ham cans, and the artist does a number of different sculptures, but they're all like found materials in garage sales or dump yards.
Well, it's very unique and not something I'd expect to find in the bedroom. Oh, really nice. That's your doggy?
That's my late doggy.
Late doggy. Unfortunately, at our age, we have a lot of those.
Right. My new doggy, well, I had them both at the same time, but she's just 6, and she's a little miniature golden doodle. And I picked the master bedroom because I love that it looked out onto the porch. It sort of brought the outdoors in.
Get flowers too, you can see from the bedroom.
Did you see my dragonfly?
That's good luck.
He likes his new home. And I'd look down this hall and I'd see this stark white door. And I thought, it just looks so out of place. I didn't get permission. I'm sure this is against the rules, but I didn't ask permission.
We won't tell anybody.
Okay. Oh, and I'll just show you this.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite pieces. It's the only piece of art that I replaced from the hurricane, but I just loved it so much. Just a minute. I'll tell you what it is. Okay. Now the background is a map of the universe, and this little bird is trying to figure out where he wants to go next. So he's looking around, and sometimes he hops off of his perch, and sometimes he hops back on.
Makes up his or her mind.
He's trying to decide where he's going next.
Yeah, he looks a little nervous about me being here. Is this like a powder room?
Yeah, it's a powder room.
Oh my. Paris keeps popping up.
I traded houses with a doctor in Paris for 30 years when I lived on Captiva and Sanibel, and he loved to he loved to fish and loved the beach and the ocean, and we got to be friends through the years. Okay. But I there's a number of things I got in Paris along the way, like the beaded statue that you like. I got right around the corner from his apartment was an Indian store.
Sounds like you're always looking.
I am always looking. I'll show you my, I don't have the books under them anymore, but I'll show you my favorite curatorial thing. When I would go to Paris, they had a couple of shops that had a lot of these little robots.
Oh, yeah.
And I just loved them. But I used to have a series of books that were called The Religions of the World, with all the different religions. So I put the robots on top of the history of religion. The day I moved in here, there were 3 guys standing at the door, and I'm coming in. They were still actually doing work inside. And so one of them said to me, "Is this your place? Are you moving in here?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, we're the painters, and we really just wanted to see what the person looked like that picked all these strange colors." So another advantage of, I've had fun doing the houses over, and they were really art projects for me. But another side benefit is I always made a lot more money on them than when I bought them.
Yeah.
And that may have spurred me on a little bit in the beginning to do whatever.
A little like
4 or 5
house
years.
flipping.
Yeah.
And then you got this one done. What about when you get it done? Maybe your mind doesn't see it as ever done, but my mind would, and I think there'd be kind of like a letdown, like, oh gee, it's done.
Well, not really. But once my houses are done, they're done. I don't move a piece of furniture. It's just like a completed painting. And then a year or so after that, I start thinking about new colors and deciding, well, maybe it's time to look around for another house to do.
Yeah.
I think this will be my final one,
Yeah.
however.
Yeah. Yeah, when,
I'm running out
when
of
we
time.
move into a life plan community,
Right.
that's a decision. Nanelle, I found this picture on the internet too, and this was a home and garden. Is that one of your
That is one of
houses?
mine.
Where was that home at?
That home was in Sanibel.
Yeah. Whatever happened to the leopard?
This was the last house I had in Sanibel, in Beachview. And I was downsizing because I'd already committed to come to Cypress Cove. So I had a really pretty huge garage sale. And of course I already had the floor plan for where I was going next. So I pretty much knew what I couldn't keep. But I kidded my friends, and I said, when I had my big garage sale, and I had in it my tap shoes, and my cowboy boots, and my glitter ball, I knew I was moving to a different stage of life.
Okay.
And I think my little leopard, just from a size standpoint, because it was a lot larger house than this.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you had to choose between a camel and a leopard.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
But I noticed the motorcycle, it made it.
The motorcycle made
Yeah,
it.
the motorcycle made it. Well, I've certainly enjoyed the tour very much.
Thank you.
And I admire your taste. It is just so unique.
Well, thanks.
Not afraid to be different.
That's true.
I'll bet you that's true in things besides your decorating.
That's probably true. We won't go into that, this interview.
Okay. Thank you, Nanelle.
Okay, thank you.